And yes, we still there on top of the matter, and we also open phone lines. Don't forget the phone number 012770951 up until 012771391. Okay, sir. So hope they don't talk to you about before. I will talk to you about what will happen right now. Now, broadcaster or not, I have a right to my own opinion, and this is my opinion about. I'll make we enter through SARS. First of all, because it's now waiting to disturb we the young ones. I mean, between the ages of 18 to 35. I do have the opinion in a strategy to take out the young vibrant men because election is coming. Call it crazy, but that's my opinion. And if you check them left, right, and center, it's nothing happens by mistake. Nothing. I mean, look at when Bado come out. It didn't take them weeks.
So long.
It was over. People are dying every day. I feel like all of these things now joint efforts to frustrate the youth, Nigerians, the youths especially, and the power to vote. Because as far as I am concerned, youth is what makes up a country. Take it or leave it. Now, but leave my opinion aside. Let's come back to you. So, waiting, you think about this whole thing, because for starters, I feel say it ain't wrong. But then again, I may be wrong, but like I talk. Now, my opinion. So, I would want to hear your opinion on this particular issue. Yes, that one first, because there are several others, but that one first, because now waiting concern the young people. If I open phone line now, and a young person comes, this is the first thing they will do.
You see, the thing we did there, we say, not be now we start. But now we come to reach young people, we did for different generations. SARS was passed like this before. They have been around. SARS arrested me for 1998. Go detain me for inside their SARS cells. What thing I do? I go lead protests for National University Games. And come jam Ahibe, that time Mike Ahibe and be vice president for the military council. They arrest us. Everything where I see inside there, I never see them. Since that time, I never see them for my life. Every young person really, they don't shoot them for leg. So the different levels of decay of their leg. Now we be the only me and the student union leader at that time. For Unilag, now be the only two people who don't get injury. Gunshot injury. So they've been doing it for a long time. But then now, they expand that to enter society. I don't know what will be the agenda, but whatever it is, there's definitely an agenda to emasculate people for this country.
There has to be.
Because before SARS come, now operations what they do, the army will go and do Operation Crocodile Tears. Everything is all about how to shoot down a young person, whether they are protesting or whatever their grievance might be against the state, is to quell whomever is organized against the state, especially this particular government. And SARS might just be an extension of that Ministry of Oppression when they create. But as they talk,
or maybe not,
they up to us. The reason why SARS they enter university campus now because student union leaders they complacent.
I agree.
For our own time, they're not born police to enter university.
I remember when
just
I
like
went to university that time too. I mean, the studio union was so you are at Federal University of Technology.
But you see, if you see NAS now, which is National Association of Nigerian Students, they are more interested in giving awards to criminals. They will carry awards to give senator, somebody like that senator where they look for US, waiting be in there. Ruji Kasamu, they go give him an award. They go give award to Bode George, for a house we come from prison. Now, so they don't even get time to fight for the welfare of students. Otherwise, they would have been able to confront SARS. You know, for me, when I reach power, when they vote for me next year, which I know say will happen, SARS is going back to wherever I came from. It has to be abrogated, completely exercised from the Nigerian police. Because SARS did like the death squads when they get for South America in the past.
It took you right out of my
they
mouth.
just yes, they're like death squads. They can do whatever they like. They stopped me for this Lagos when I did do campaign. What was their problem? Because they see me for the back of Lexus. Ask me say, where do you have a job? I tell them say, where I go get job for this country? Do you have a job for me? I tell them say they go look for job. I don't jump enter the car. Don't see pray. Twice now I've been accosted by SARS in this Lagos. It wasn't until they recognized me When they come say, okay, I don't explain to it. I don't have to explain anything to you. Every Nigerian has the right to sit in whichever part of the car they want and drive to the next destination. If you feel like they have committed an offense, there is a way to do it. It's not to be harassing people simply because they drive a car that looks nice. It's not a crime to drive a nice car.
Obtaining from them.
You understand?
Taking them to
the people that they need to be working on, which are these criminal senators and House of Rep, and they are the one protecting them. An average government in Nigeria has over 200 policemen guarding them. And they are the real criminals. They are the ones who are even causing the young people to become desperate and hustlers in their own country. This is a country where we say people be refugees inside their country. When I've been go Yola and Jalingo, I see Nigerians way they call IDPs, that is refugees in their own country. Nobody is doing anything about it. No senator has gone to visit them. There was a particular place we went to for Bakassi. They've been there for 7 years. Nobody had. If you spend 2 million naira on top of them, you go relocate these people, make them happy. They don't agree do anything for them. Meanwhile, every year they raise billions in their names. The Bakassi returnees, as whatever they call them. Nothing has been done. Wicked people there all over the place. For me, I believe say the people where they responsible for this problem and young people where they complacent. Because other young people where they face this kind of problems, they confront it headlong. They don't do their own for Egypt, they don't do them for Tunisia. What thing will they wait for? Everybody don't do their own spring. It's time for our own rainy season. The rain must fall on these wicked leaders. And at the position where they maintain with that. And I don't fear to talk my own, because na fear when they take drive people out of the very, very important resistance zone where we're supposed to. If all these young people, whether they harass, if all of them agree to join hands together, to they support their own, the real candidate, this problem not go there, because we are speaking directly to the issues that are very important for the future.
That affects everyone.
But now, the same people who SARS the beat up, now then go there behind Atiku. Now then go there behind Buhari, they canvass. They vote for Twitter for Buhari. And meanwhile, SARS is going to come whoop your behind the next day.
Last.
Yes.
Okay, so I go pick phone line before we enter inside another topic. We could just see who has something to say from what we've been talking about. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening. Who are they talk to? Your name now waiting? Alright, where you they call us from? From Aja. Okay, we they hear you. Go ahead. We they hear you. Thank you. You want to say something?
Because I know to hear and well, but my advice is say anybody really pray for Nigeria, make it come up from his knees, because the prayers have been answered.
And get involved, eh?
Yes. Okay. Because sometimes people stay too long on top of their knees, even when the prayer has been answered, they still there, they pray. All this God will do something. God is not coming down to do this thing for us. God has already put everything we need for us to be happy, for us to be free here. And it's in our fist, it's in our brain, it's in our feet. But people don't go come out, everybody just they take prayers, you know. It's just like you tie yourself down with prayers when you are supposed to, you know. Even for Bible, nobody say they talk, say watch and pray. But Nigeria, they don't go watch, everybody just they pray. But now it is time to watch and ensure that the right thing is done. All these young people, they are 70% of us. They just released the new registration numbers for voters. I think over 40, some good number of people just registered to vote. That is to say, if we can unite young people alone, we will defeat the old guard by nothing less than 60%. So by 12 noon on election day, the winner will be very clear. And somebody will want to go hospital, go feel they proceed to hospital from there. The ones we want this one in go feel went around the forming government. That is the solution. I'm urging young people, because I hear that millions, thousands, they listen to this show all over the country. Let them just unite. You know, there's no question about it. Say we did different from them. There's no question about it. Say the best Buhari can offer is what we have now. If you like, you vote for him for another 10 terms, you're not going to get what he doesn't have to offer. The man has nothing to offer you. Most of these guys are on the departure lounge of life. They've reached, they've maxed out. They have nothing else to offer. And they're even saying it to us that they have nothing else to offer. Each time there's a problem, they tell you that this is the best they can do. And yet, there are still young people in this country who are following them blindly because of the little that they are offering, the handouts that are, the crumbs that are falling from their tables. This is what must end. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you want to join in all of our groups, then pull all over the place.
Seriously, it's a judgment day today for Nigeria on top of Wazobia FM Evening Oyoyo with the publisher, SAHARA Reporters, Mr. Sowore for 2019 presidency. And today we are surveying the state of the nation. Now killings everywhere, unabated. Sometimes they say the late Gaddafi trained some people that were exported to Nigeria and they are helping to kill. At some other time, they say the herdsmen were not Fulanis but just herdsmen. But as it don't take be now, everything now boils down to Fulani herdsmen and the killings continue. And the way it don't be too is like the death of one cow is equals to death of 20 human beings. So what do you think is what do you think they bring about all these killings, that even the president that promised during his electionary campaign that in 2 months Chibok girls were going to be returned, and up till now over 100 and something of them are still there. There are reports that only 15 of them are still alive, and while over 3 years they are looking for Chibok girls, they capture other ones at Dapchi, and the same government of Buhari who could not bring Chibok girls over 3 years, even as he promised that in 2 months they will bring them. Dapchi girls, they promised to bring them under 2 weeks, and they did, leaving one Christian Lilia behind. How can we reconcile or decipher these killings, kidnapping, unabated under this administration? Do you see any conspiracy or any agenda in all of this? Because the Miyetti Allah chairman, Danladi Shiroma, he gave reason why over 100 people were killed this weekend, saying that over 300 cows were stolen. So that was why they killed over 200 people. And up till now, no Fulani herdsman has been tried and prosecuted or persecuted. But when those who defended themselves, Christians as it were, and they managed to kill one Fulani herdsman, the 5 of them have been tried and sentenced to death by hanging, although not yet executed. What do you make of all of this? Is there any conspiracy somewhere?
You must say, when you get government where they incompetent, you get government of people who set in their own ways of doing things against the public, there is no greater conspiracy than that. Because what you have with an incompetent government is that all kinds of characters could manipulate things to suit their own agenda. I can tell you something as a reporter myself. The biggest killing where they going for Nigeria for SAHARA, cattle rustlers, where they rustle cattle for there. But because this government no get answer to that one, they are emboldened to move freely to any other parts of Nigeria and kill. What they happen is it's very clear as if President Buhari knows see the problem in the plateau as something that needs to be addressed with a strong hand. They believe say somehow their body language should say, well, maybe some people they overdo things for that, they make you allow these people now they chop grass anywhere they want to chop grass. That's why they are not interested in crime, because there are components of it will be crime which should have been solved. But even policemen, they tell us that when it comes to these headsmen, they're not fit near them. Nigeria police will tell you that. Remember the other day they sent IG there, IG no go. IG travel go another place. You understand? The transmission go another side. You know? So now the kind of problem we Nigeria been get with that, so the man at the top not be commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Now commander-in-chief of very wicked forces where they do it in them like, and it seems to be encouraging them to do. See, any between where I talk, because I just came from.
Is it a situation where the people who are supposed to protect the people are supervising the killings?
No, there is conspiracy within the armed force. Anytime you see these things happening and people are getting away with murder, massacre, there are elements within the armed forces who are supporting, extra military bodies in the country, or militants. It's not, this Fulani case is not the first time it happened, because I've been covering crisis. Even in Niger Delta region, when the Niger Delta region militancy was at the highest level, it was because there were active military assistance. In fact, they sold weapons to the militants from Kaduna. The army generals were selling weapons, Nigerian army weapons to the militants. So anytime you are seeing this happening, we will find out at the end that there are some top military officers who are aiding and abetting. Even the Boko Haram thing, it has been said that each time they try to kill Shekau, somebody will come from Abuja and say, stand down, don't operate until the Boko Haram will now go and ambush the soldiers. So I've covered Nigeria wall to wall, and I know that the greatest criminality in Nigeria exists officially.
You report one time. Did you report one time that because I have heard it, I've read it, but not from your platform, that Buhari was requesting that the Boko Haram should not be killed but to be pampered?
I don't have that information, to be honest with you. But what I found out at the level, when it was politically expedient, they felt defensive that the attack on Boko Haram was an attack on their religion. And because I was even threatened by a lot of these guys who said, because I was using the word Islamist militant on Sahara Reporter, they threatened me directly that Boko Haram is not Islamic. Why are you associating that? I said
they are Christians.
Or atheists.
But the important thing is that they later realized, because that was what we were saying during Boko Haram time, but that when they are done with the Christians, they will go after, these are murderous people. When they are done with the vulnerable, they will go after the powerful. It's a matter of time. It's the same thing with the Fulani headsmen. Let me explain something to you. The people who are the biggest victims and this is unreported, of this Fulani herdsmen murderous activity are rich Fulanis themselves. They are killing them because...
Why so?
Because there's also an economic dimension to it. People who feel abandoned and cheated are turning on the people within their own communities and societies who they feel cheated them, who are wealthy. They are kidnapping them. We don't hear these things.
You don't try to investigate why the sudden emergence of Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen, the core reason. Have you tried to reason why the killings, and majorly in the north?
Me, I'm telling you that I have investigated this so many times. And I tell you that...
Waiting Boko Haram, need.
Boko Haram,
what do they want?
Have been wiped out. But Boko Haram is existing because of corruption within the military. The military generals don't want Boko Haram to end. Didn't you see what happened when Buhari came? They found money inside of a tank, you know, in Badagry. They found money, dollars inside sewage in Abuja. The generals were having a good time with the Boko Haram insurgency. Whereas Boko Haram was taking over territories, the generals were buying houses abroad. Was it not as SAHARA reporters that we found out that the chief of army staff was buying a house in Dubai?
Yeah.
So what do you think the money comes from? It comes from the escalation of the war, because when you are doing defense spending, nobody is doing audits. They just come and say, okay, look, when they wanted to go and collect the girls from Boko Haram, did we ask how much it would cost? Who was talking to Boko Haram? Who listened to the conversation? Who actually knew how much Boko Haram demanded for ransom? There was a conspiracy information at that time that Boko Haram was willing to release all the girls. They said, keep them because we will go collect more money.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So
when Boko Haram brought Dapchi girls back, Boko Haram drive into... They even addressed rally for inside Dapchi before
the villagers were clapping and singing for them.
What do you expect the villagers? So when they see say army don't run away from Boko Haram.
So what do you make Dapchi girls return quick like that?
My money now. So money and embarrassment. The thing be say, the question you should ask be say, who go carry Dapchi girls? Which version of Boko Haram enter Dapchi?
I don't ask that question for you.
That's the question you go ask now. Which version of Boko Haram enter Dapchi? You understand? Because now they go even tell you say there are about 3 factions of Boko Haram that is existing.
And there is one Mama Boko.
That
one keeps talking all the time.
Yes.
Is she untouchable?
Is she unarrestable?
No, even the Mama Boko person that we're talking about. Every society has got people that know even the most difficult people. They interact with them. In the US, if there's a breakdown of law and order, if there's a ransom situation or a hostage situation, there are people who are trained to go and talk to the person, to drop their weapons so that they can evacuate people peacefully, because those are very difficult. I don't know who this Mama Boko Haram is, but the way she described herself, I think it's a combination of 2 things. Part of her story is exaggeration of what she is and what she's not. Part of it is also legitimate because she knows some of the Boko Haram guys. And that I'm talking to you here, used to be able to talk to some people who know Boko Haram to get information about what is going on. It didn't mean that I have sympathy for Boko Haram. I'm doing it as a journalist and an investigative journalist. And sometimes they will figure out a way to send video to AFP. Doesn't mean that AFP is Boko Haram. They send video to us, even sometimes we get some of their videos. Because it's our job to ensure that we keep reporting on the issue. And at the time, the federal government even said that I was working for Boko Haram. Because I was reporting as soldiers were abandoning their post and leaving Nigeria territory in the hands of Boko Haram.
One question Nigerians, including myself, don't they ask since we say, when Unandi Kano with the IPOB do small agidi, it not last 1 month before they were declared terrorist organization. How come it's so difficult for Buhari to declare Fulani herdsmen terrorists? Nobody has been able to provide answer to that.
I think I said it in my previous conversation that Buhari clearly is very tolerant of the Fulani herdsmen farmers. He doesn't see it as as a terrorist.
He empathizes with them.
Yes, he believes that somehow this is a misunderstanding between communities that are supposed to be living at peace. He believes that the Fulani herdsmen have a right to graze, and that's why they were talking about territory and colonies for cattle. It was when the pushback happened that they now stole our own idea of ranches. I was coming from Jalingo. I saw a herdsman on the road. I stopped. I talked to him and said, what is it that you people want? Exactly. And he said if they can get a ranch, they'll be fine. So what is a ranch? Other countries are using ranches to solve the problem of protein for their population.
And the rich Fulanis get the cows. Couldn't they provide ranches for their cows?
But the thing is that, why is it that we, where they here, where they chop every part of cow, not feed the raised cow, as you said that question? Why can't we be raising cow there with the chop? Are there Fulanis in Argentina? Argentina has one of the best meat industry, cow rearing industry. They have it in Kenya. Are there Fulanis there? The thing is that when you don't have innovative leadership, problem festers. Why is Fulani herdsmen so powerful? It's because there's an economic dimension. There's economics in cattle rearing.
Of course.
The people where they chop cattle pass. Now here when they day, if you fall one cow for ground for this Lagos, nothing we will know the chop for them. Now only the dung will remain. When they chop shaki, abodi, ogongo, the moon, all those kind of, you know the way we order. So, even the Fulani herdsmen and say they don't eat as recklessly as we eat. But we have not been able to resolve the demand and the supply side of it. What stops a redeemed church where they kill 20 cows during Holy Ghost service from having their own ranch? Is there a law against it? No, it's true. What about the winners?
That question is
correct. So people have to also be very, very courageous and innovative in solving this problem.
And plus, you know, like you said, we empower them.
Yes, if you are not buying, this thing, they will stay where they are selling. But we have governments. During our World time, there was a ranch.
So cows is like they are exported crude oil.
It's $3 billion industry.
Plus, you remember that time when we break this thing down for
$3 billion industry in this country. Cow is the reason they will kill for it. One question you haven't asked yourself: is it all the cows that you see? Does it belong to Fulani herdsmen? No. Governors get for their traditional rulers give. People give them the cows to rear for them. Nobody is asking those questions, and the people who give it to them expect returns on their investment. So if somebody kill your cow, you can arm. So
to go and kill those who kill the cow.
In your state that you go to go and give cows for them to rear for you. There is the man there is Fulani, but he has not been to the north. We have all these young people who are cattle rearers, and you give him cow. In the year's time, you make more money than if you invested in the stocks of a bank. So, if somebody now kill your cow, what stops you from arming the Fulani herdsmen to ensure that they don't kill your cow? And the other thing is that part of the reason why Fulani herdsmen and farmers is because our agric level is low. We are still doing subsistence agriculture. So the agriculture we are practicing is also an incentive. The people that are getting hit by Fulani herdsmen are poor farmers where they grow small cassavas. If we elevate our farming capabilities to become real serious agriculture, cow will be part of even our agricultural revolution, because we need their dung for fertilizer. We can also use their dung to produce biogas and raise electricity from there. But nobody is thinking here because we got analog leaders. They don't get any brain where they work. We are in a digital era now, and we need leaders who are thinking progressively and digitally.
Like me, I'm from Isoko in Delta.
Yes.
All my life I've been in Lagos. I would have been very disappointed to see an Isoko man in the cabinet of President Buhari, but unfortunately or fortunately, none is there. Are you disappointed seeing your fellow Yoruba men speaking in favor of Buhari, praising him, drumming up support for him to come back again next year?
What gave you the impression I'm Yoruba? You see now. I'm a human being, and that's what matters. I don't think the people who are speaking for Buhari are doing so because they are Yoruba. Some of them happen to be Yoruba, but if you go to the southeast, there are Southeasterners who are speaking for Yoruba. You go to Isoko, you find Isokos who are supporting Buhari. You go to Port Harcourt, you find people in Port Harcourt who are supporting Buhari. You go to Bayelsa, there are Buhari. Which people went to the APC convention? Who represented Death are there? Are they from Yoruba? Who represented Bayes are there? Are they from Yoruba? Didn't all of them vote for Oshiomhole? Who is Oshiomhole Yoruba man? So don't let us reduce this thing to ethnicity. You know, every ethnic group has got its own Judas.
What part religion they play in our body policy?
Oh man, you don't want to get me started on that. Make you leave that one for Daddy Freeze. He's doing a good job here with religion. But you know what? The thing is that part of the problem we have is we've elevated also religion to become a statecraft, whereas religion should be something spiritual and private. And until we return religion to the privacy and primacy of spirituality and individuality, we are not going to solve the problem, because religion is a very touchy subject, and the moment religion finds itself in the hands of manipulative people, it can be used to do damage that can never be repaired, you know, such that people who are killing will use religion to justify it. People who are stealing will use religion to justify it. People who are doing dangerous things use religion to justify it. But the solution is for the state to hands off religion. I see no reason why Nigeria should be sending people to Israel or Saudi Arabia. If you want to go to Saudi Arabia, come and find money to go to Saudi Arabia. You want to go to Israel, come and raise money to go to
instead of using the
yes,
payers.
And the problem is this: you now have a place like Zamfara that only sponsors 24 students to university per year, but it sends 6,000 people to pilgrimage. All of the university, they will be sending people to Israel. Israel don't see you as a religious person, see you as a tourist, you know, and in some cases a stupid one for that matter, you know, who have left your own gods come and worship their you know, whatever they. Even Jews don't believe in that Jesus has come. Yes, they believe that the Messiah is still coming. So, but again, touchy subject. I leave it for Daddy Freeze, who's doing a good job here representing us with terms of he's the Minister of Religious Affairs on air.
All right, we go another short break, maybe 3 minutes. When we come back, maybe we'll be rounding off.